How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid, which had quite the pullback on the day. We saw a lot of weakness in the EV sector. We saw Tesla that was pulling back, and of course we could see small and mid cap stocks were getting beaten down, and of course Lucid did fit in this category. I also did say in my previous video, if we end up having any weakness, we could test into the $27 range, and that's exactly what happened for today. So I'm going to get you guys prepared for tomorrow. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on FinTel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $27.68, being down 7.61%. On the low, it tested $27.40, and then on the high, testing $29.96. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 34.711 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 45.474 million shares. So you can see we did have below average volume on the day, and we did see a lot of pressure on small and mid cap stocks, and Lucid was impacted. Now when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 32.37. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 50-day, the 21-day EMA, the 100-day, and as well as the 200-day. So like I was saying in my previous video from yesterday, if we see weakness in the market, which we noticed for small and mid cap stocks, we could see Lucid getting down to the $27 range, and that's exactly what we got today, seeing a low of $27.40. So going into tomorrow, what do you want to see from Lucid if you are bullish? Yes, you're going to want to see it get back above $29, which is right around the 200-day, and I mentioned that as well. And then you'd want to see that momentum pick up, because we did see, as far as resistance is concerned, it was right at that $30 level, right? We ended up getting to a high of $29.96. So this is an area that Lucid needs to get above. If it can't do that and we continue to have weakness going into tomorrow, do keep in mind Facebook didn't do that great in regards to earnings. So we could see this pull back and see Lucid getting into the $26 range or in the $25 range. So be prepared for that if that's the move that you are looking for. But for the most part, let's see if it's able to hold up this $27 level. But right now at the moment, it is sure not looking bullish. So now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Lucid. So as we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings for February the 2nd, we have Lynch Asset Management Inc. that purchased 25,000 shares. We also have a closed position from Tradewinds Capital Management LLC. And then we have Deca Bank Dutch that purchased 33,330 shares. And then we have Bank Pictet C and Seesaw 83,378 shares. We also have Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Holdings Inc. that purchased just over 1 million shares. We also have Sterling Investment Advisors Limited that purchased 900 shares. And we also have Henschhold Capital Management LLC that purchased just over 10,000 shares. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 60.19%. And then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 11.5%. 50.17 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 1 minute ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is saying it is currently not available. So taking a look at the history of the short volume, you can see for the close of the 31st, it's at 54.17. And then for the close of the 1st, it's at 60.19. So what this tells us, Lucid does have short squeeze potential, and there's a lot of shorts who are vested in this play. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we see here on the inflow, it's at 137, and then on the outflow, it's at 186. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 3.23. On the medium, it was 51.71. And then on the small, it was 81.99. When we take a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 11.92. On the medium, it was 73.68. And then on the small, it was 101. So overall being an outflow day. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, February the 2nd, it was an outflow of negative 8.69 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, or funds, we had a lot more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 2.12%. So this is a very consistent range for Lucid, but one thing that was very clear, we saw a lot of volatility inside of the market, and retail was exiting out of their positions. But for the most part, there are still many who are continuing to hold on to their positions. So that is one thing that you want to be aware of, and continue to have that patience if you're a long-term investor looking to get into the play. So now let's go into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Lucid in regards to the price action, we know there is resistance right at that $30 level. And if it's able to get past this $30 level, you want to see that move to $32.50. If it can't break through $32.50, then you're going to see weakness inside of the stock. Now, as far as for the downside is concerned, like I said in my previous video, it will visit the $27 range. It ended up closing there. So going into tomorrow, if there's more weakness inside of the market, don't be shocked if you see it testing around $25. I did take a look at it inside of the after hours, and it was trading around $26.80. So again, keep this play on your radar if you're looking to get into it, and pay attention to those levels that I just mentioned. Also, going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So this is why if we have more momentum coming into the EV sector and there's that buying volume, Lucid will benefit from this. Also, keep an eye on Tesla. If you see Tesla pulling back, then there's a good chance Lucid will pull back as well. We know Tesla is the EV leader in the market right now. So if you see it pulling back, the whole entire industry is going to pull back. I just want to make sure you keep these plays on your watch list, so this will help you with your plans. We also have to take into consideration Facebook ended up releasing earnings, and it wasn't that great whatsoever. So this does have an impact on the overall tech sector. So a lot of stocks that will be trading on the NASDAQ. And of course, Lucid does trade on the NASDAQ, and it's also in the NASDAQ 100. So this is why I'm saying you want to have a game plan for weakness, and you also want to have a game plan for strength. If you need help with that, then by all means, you should join us inside of the Discord. We go over these stocks every single day, so you have a game plan before you even trade it. Plus, on top of that, you get the chance to get direct access to me, and also access to our community with a lot of other traders and investors that are looking to get better every single day while building their wealth inside of the market. You can find the link down inside the description. Let's see how this stock performs going into tomorrow. We'll be talking real soon.